Kita buat dua bahasa ke satu bahasa? Dua bahasa, okey. Saya buat dalam bahasa Inggeris dulu. This press conference is very short but important. I have got instructions daripada Datuk Seri Najib to file an action for contempt of court against the former Attorney General, who is now Tan Sri Teraruddin, who now sits in the federal court. This contempt action will be filed, we think, by tomorrow, latest by Friday. The papers are ready, but we want to go through it carefully. That's number one. Okay? Number two, with regards to the addendum, which the due date is the 6th of March for them to reply by way of affidavit. Although they promised that they will reply within a week of last week, but nothing has been filed by the Attorney General's chambers yet. But they have got their right to file until the 6th. They have got until the 6th to file. Now, the next one is the gag order, which was applied for by the Attorney General in the addendum case. And that was filed on the 20th of January 25. We have replied on the 5th of February 2025. Both of these are awaiting dates for us to argue. One is on the substantive matter in the addendum. The other is on the application of the gag order. That's it. Any questions? Ada apa-apa soalan? Contempt? Well, the contempt, as you know, is because we now know from the Prime Minister's statement that the addendum was received by the Attorney General, the former Attorney General. He then somehow had handed over that addendum to the current Yang di-Pertuan Agong. Okay? We are saying that is wrong because the addendum is already a decree of a Yang di-Pertuan Agong. The next thing to do is to just enforce the addendum rather than to pass it around to the next, the Yang di-Pertuan Agong. Because what would the next Yang di-Pertuan Agong do? He can't be the enforcer of the addendum. Number two is because we feel that it is not candid or honest on the part of the former Attorney General, because when we appeared before the High Court Judge, Justice Amarjit, there was total silence. In fact, they challenged us by saying that proof that the addendum actually exists. Otherwise, it is hearsay. So you imagine, if you have the addendum, you have seen the addendum, you can't be instructing your officers to say that you object because there is no proof that addendum exists. Because we're not talking about a normal litigant. We're talking about the Attorney General, the former Attorney General, who actually is a fountain of justice. And when it comes to judicial review, there is a duty of candor, they call it, duty of candor, because judicial review, apart from everything else, is also a mechanism of investigation, because this is to make government accountable. So when we file making an allegation, the government must be stating things in total candidness and candor. They cannot play hide and seek. They cannot say you prove. If you cannot prove, I won't do it, because you're not an ordinary litigant. You are the government itself. So in view of that, we're saying there is contempt. Okay? And then we will serve it on him, and then it is up to him to enter and defend himself or through somebody else. We have, by the way, issued him with the show cause letter much earlier. He has replied, saying that he is denying that he's guilty. And he reiterated the position that it was only a leave stage, he doesn't have a duty to disclose. Okay? So that makes it, as far as I'm concerned, worse position.
And Sri, can we ask you a question apart from this range of topics? The other day, Datuk Sri Zahid mentioned about Datuk Sri Najib apply for pardon, full pardon, and that has not been addressed at all.
Okay. You know, I always state the truth because otherwise I get into trouble. Yeah? My reputation will go down the drain. Thus far, there is no second application for pardon. Thus far. But I am contemplating of doing a second pardon, but without prejudice to Datuk Sri Najib's right to pursue the addendum. Because, you see, there is a lot of repercussion. If we don't pursue the addendum, we are not pursuing a right that is already given to Datuk Sri Najib. Secondly, while we say other people are kurang ajar, tak ikut perintah yang di-Pertuan Agong, we also will be kurang ajar, isn't it? Because we are not lifting up for purposes of enforcement an addendum issued by the Yang di-Pertuan Agong. It's a titah Yang di-Pertuan Agong. It has got to be respected. So, in view of that, if we file a second pardon paper, it will be on without prejudice to our right to pursue the addendum. Okay? Okay. Okay. Tak, soalan dia berkenaan dengan apa?
Hari ini punya proses yang tadi
Oh, yang tadi ni lah. Yang baru saya beritahu. Okey. Okey, okey. Jadi saya dah terangkan tadi bahawa kita telah pun dapat arahan daripada Datuk Seri Najib supaya satu tindakan penghinaan mahkamah diambil terhadap bekas Peguam Negara. Pada masa itu Datuk Teriruddin, sekarang Tan Sri Teriruddin, yang sekarang bersidang di Mahkamah Persekutuan. Ya. Kita telah bentangkan sebab-sebab kenapa penghinaan mahkamah tersebut telah pun berlaku. I think dalam bahasa Inggerisnya, I think you faham kenapa dianya telah berlaku. Ya. Tak payah saya ulangi. Kedua, berkenaan dengan isu addendum, pihak Peguam Negara ada hingga 6 bulan Mac untuk menjawab. Sungguh pun mereka janji untuk jawab awal. Ke hari ini belum lagi jawab. Jadi kita tunggu jawapan dalam bentuk affidavit dan kemudiannya kita akan jawab. Ketiga, gag order. Gag order mereka telah pun file dan kita pun telah menjawab dari segi affidavit kita. Kita menunggu tarikh untuk pendengaran ke semua perkara-perkara tersebut. Alright? Dan berkenaan dengan soalan Puan tadi, iaitu sama ada pengampunan diraja telah pun dikemukakan, saya jawab dengan tegas bahawa setakat ini belum, tetapi saya sedang berfikir, contemplating, kalau kita buat satu pengampunan yang baru, ianya tidak harus menjejaskan kita punya rights di bawah addendum yang kita telah pun memperolehi bagi keuntungan Datuk Seri Najib. Sebab seperti yang saya katakan tadi, kita harus buat dua-duanya. Addendum tersebut juga adalah satu titah daripada Yang di-Pertuan Agong yang kita harus hormati. Okay?
Sri, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
If Tan Sri Khairuddin is found guilty or liable for contempt of court, as you want,
Teriruddin.
Tan Sri Khairuddin,
Teriruddin.
Tan Sri Khairuddin, what
Well, how would he be? What is the penalty? How he will be penalized?
Well, if he's found guilty, it's up to the court. It can be from a mere caution, reprimand, fine. It can be a hefty fine, or even imprisonment.
And would the Chief Justice would enter into the picture in any way in order to execute such a order, such penalty?
Well, the court will have to hear. That is the High Court.
Yes.
If he's found guilty, then it has got to be enforced. But of course, it's got layers of appeal.
Right.
2 more layers of appeal. Assuming he's found guilty at the final layer,
Yes.
then he will have to face the penalty.
And the Chief Justice won't say, you need to ask me before you can.
No. It's a court system. Yeah. Okay. Officially, she can't do that.
It's for the benefit of everybody.
Yes.
Because she's done it before.
Yes. Anything else? Okay. Good question. Parole, in fact, we have contemplated much earlier. And we may do that as well, but again, without prejudice to the right under addendum. Yeah? Because these are separate rights given by the Constitution. Yeah? Many people do not realize, and there's a lot of people who make comments without reading the law. If you look at Article 42, it mentioned about pardon, it mentioned about respite, and various other forms of smaller pardons. So these are individual rights to a situation akin to pardon. Okay?
Tan Sri, one question. Datuk Sri Najib's sentence, it has been halved. So everybody is saying it's 2028. That was the date. I mean, put aside the addendum, of course. But I'm curious, isn't there remission for
Yes.
public holidays?
Yes.
And all that?
All those will have to be calculated. What they did was they mentioned the year though,
Right.
without calculation of the remission days. Yeah, because they can't calculate.
So on an average, it could be like less than 2 years of that? 20?
It could be because remission is about 1/3.
Got it.
Okay? Yes.
Dia ada melihat keadaan Datuk Seri, macam mana keadaan Datuk Seri sekarang. Mungkin ramai yang mengetahui keadaan situasi beliau, macam mana keadaan kesihatan beliau. Mungkin Datuk Seri Tan Sri
Dia secara umum keadaan kesihatan beliau bagi saya agak memuaskan. Tapi ada kalanya dia adalah episod-episod yang menjadi sesuatu persendirian. Umpamanya dia punya ulcer kadang-kadang kacau dia dan sebagainya. Dan ulcer dia itu bukan ulcer yang senang ataupun yang mudah. Dia boleh jadi complicated. Dan juga lutut dia yang dulu telah pun mengalami satu pembedahan daripada pakar yang dibawa daripada US. Lututnya juga ada memberi macam-macam masalah.
just satu bahagian lutut sahaja, kiri atau kanan?
Saya rasa dua-dua belah, tetapi yang lebih ketara adalah lutut yang di mana operation telah dilakukan. Okay? Okay. Thank you. Terima kasih. Thank you.